in sports. We appreciate you coming in. He drove all the way down here for a 5 handicapper to beat him at golf today.
That's what we're going to lead with?
Yeah, man. Start the trash talk
I
off
almost
early.
didn't come. I was like, you know what? That's the first thing he's going to say. And here we go.
You got it out of the way.
No, I have a bunch more shots on the way. Just wait. Craig, man, let's get into some area games. Who all we got playing this week?
We'll start out with a few of the Arkansas area games. You've got Hope 0-3 taking on Prescott 2-0, led by quarterback Jacoby Nolan.
Prescott's averaging 47 points a game.
Really?
Yeah.
What is their mascot?
Curly Wolves.
The Curly Wolves. Kelly Ashbrook graduated from there. And
Absolutely.
I didn't actually think it was a mascot.
So she was a Curly Wolf.
Yeah, proud of it, too.
Yeah, no doubt. I never heard of that one.
We've also got Genoa Central 2-1, taking on Bismarck 1-2 with head coach Buddy Ray.
I'm going Genoa Central. Looking at some of these stats that are coming out, I mean, they have a lot going their way right now. And evidently, they're playing a bunch of passing teams because they're just leading the boards every week in sacks.
Oh, yeah.
They have a sophomore that Harrison Lawson, if I'm not mistaken, has led the last 2 weeks in sacks. And he's leading for the season as well.
But last week they got a bunch of sacks on 12 dropbacks. So.
Yeah.
It's good to see some of these teams, building the confidence to go out there and get those wins each week.
Absolutely.
Next up, you got Falk at D-Queen. They're 0-2. They suffered a loss to the Scrappers of Nashville last week.
I'm going Falk.
I'm definitely taking Falk on
just
that
because I ain't ever going to drive through D-Queen. So and I will drive through Falk on the way to Shreveport.
I got Falk.
All right,
So
where's D-Queen?
It's about 50 miles north of Texarkana.
I was about to say, don't get me lying.
All right.
Then you've got Nashville 2-1 at Arkadelphia 3-0. Arkadelphia with good wins over Camden, Fairview, Hot Springs, and Greenbrier.
Nashville all the way on that.
I got Nashville.
Yeah, I just can't picture. I mean, we saw the difference between Texas high school football and Arkansas high school football, and it was a major difference. But they were still a good football team.
Oh, yeah.
They just happened to, think of the experience that they played against Pleasant Grove.
Well, seeing Pleasant Grove's line the first weekend of the season, that's not what you want to see the first week.
Right.
So that quarterback, they got a good quarterback, and he should have a lot more time than he did that first week.
Absolutely.
I think this could be a close game, though. Arkadelphia's got some depth, so it'd be a fun one to watch.
Before we move over to Texas, I want to mention Ashdown. They're 3-0. They're off this week. They have Harmony Grove 0-2 next week. I want to send a shout-out to Jonathan McElroy, 24 carries, 264 yards, and then quarterback Alex Kilbach, 10 for 13, 218 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 on the ground.
Is Brad Duncan said D-Queen is playing center point.
That's what I had.
Is that what you had?
Yeah. Center point should win that one.
What about, is Arkansas High, did they find an opponent for this week?
They are playing Warren.
Okay.
Arkansas High's taking on Warren. They look to get Braylon Bishop and Torrey Blair back on track to get the Hogs off to a 1-0 start.
We will have Braylon Bishop here tonight. It's still not too late. Bring the kids up. We'll have a lot of athletes here signing autographs, taking pictures. A future top 10 draft pick in the Major League Draft, so in just a few short months, we're going to be hitting him up for a loan.
When he was 15, they were comparing him to Ken Griffey Jr. Wow.
Last time I looked, he was 6th in the country. I don't know where he's at right now, but that's pretty impressive.
Besides all the sports stats and stuff like that, being a great athlete, he's a good kid. We'll flip over to Texas and get a couple of the Texas games. You've got Elysian Fields 2-0 at number 6 Dangerfield 2-1. They're coming off a 35-14 victory over Sabine, led by quarterback Zaylen Jeter.
I think it's going to be tough to go against Dangerfield on this one.
Man,
They've struggled. They've struggled a little bit more than I thought they would, especially opening it up with Atlanta. Dangerfield, I'm a little shot. I don't know what to make of them just yet.
I thought they were just the team to beat. I thought Paul Pewitt was the team to beat right behind them, and evidently Mount Vernon has done, I don't even want to use the word, but evidently they've reloaded.
Mount Vernon's
somehow.
the real deal.
I'm going to pick an upset. I'm going to go with Elysian Fields over Dangerfield. I'm going to pick it.
Elysian Fields have been playing well.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't really call that an upset, Tony. Tony's trying to pick something that can happen. If you're going to pick an upset, pick Hope to beat Prescott. That's an upset.
Well, that's too much of an upset.
Okay, all right.
We've got Lyndon Kildare 0-3 taking on James Bowie.
That game has been canceled.
It's been canceled?
Yeah.
The James Bowie?
LK has some COVID.
Okay.
So hard to keep up with right now.
Yeah,
exactly. You've got Sabine 2-1 at DeKalb 3-0. DeKalb was 28-0 over Lyndon Kildare. Shout out to the Bears defense holding Lyndon Kildare to 66 yards last week.
And who are they playing again?
Sabine.
Yeah, now Sabine's not what we remember Sabine being. They are better, but they don't have anything for DeKalb.
I think it's going to be a 10-point game, though. I think it's going to be, not a blowout, but I think DeKalb's
Well,
going
the
to
way like Linden Kildare, Queen City put up a ton of points on Linden Kildare, so they're milking the clock, obviously.
One name to mention.
DeKalb has to be because their athletes are. I'd put them up against anybody.
One name to mention in that game, a kid that's been impressing me each week, A.J. Bergen.
Yeah, A.J. Bergen. Not only can he ball on the basketball court, he's a football player too. Jamar Vaughn, his brother.
Yes.
The twins. I mean, I can't imagine both of them at running back. They're going to be tough to stop.
Next up, you got Union Grove 1-2 at the Maud Cardinals. 0-4. They lost 75-14 last week to Beckville.
Well, although I'm not going to pick Maud, I do wish them the best. And when we do our fantasy draft, I'm taking the Maud quarterback, unless I can get Alex Shelton.
Right.
Well, Maud can throw the ball. I mean, that's one thing they can do.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that'd be fun to go watch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's high school football. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, I mean, he's thrown for like over 200 yards a game, which is pretty high for high school football and everything, especially I think they're a 1A school, right? Yeah.
1 or 2.
What is Maud, Jay? Do you know?
2A at the most, but I think they're at 2.
I think they are. I think they play Redwater.
Okay.
In the next game, you've got Pewitt 1-1 at Salina, 0-3. Pewitt lost to Mount Vernon 42-14. They're averaging 358 yards rushing per contest with DeAndre Hill and Kadrian Johnson.
Yeah, so Pewitt, I had him picked last week. I didn't realize Mount Vernon was so good. I mean, it wasn't even a contest. You'll be able to watch that game on Game Day tomorrow night on our Facebook and YouTube account, but I don't know what to make of Pewitt now.
They got the head coach is new, right? What's his name? Went to
Mejia.
Mejia. There you go. Yeah.
Well, Tristan Abron went to Mejia. The new head coach was the offensive coordinator at Nashville.
Okay.
I haven't actually met him yet, but it's got to be from throwing the ball every other play to running the ball, no matter what. It's got to be a big change for him.
Salina's got a big tradition. I'm shocked that they're 0-3. That's something.
They've had a rough schedule, too, though.
They have, but still, I mean, you see them pulling out games early in the season.
And they played a really good Mount Vernon team. They were opening it up last week and throwing the ball around a lot.
Yeah.
I've got Salina actually pulling ahead of them. I've got, even though they're 0-3, I've got
I
them
just
winning.
watching Paris last week. It's no respect to Paris. They just weren't a good football team. And if they beat Salina, I can't imagine that Paris team would beat Paul Pewitt.
Well,
I know it's a division down and all that, but
I thought Paris was pretty good defensively.
I did think that.
I think they were physical. They were fast. I think Pleasant Grove just grinded it out.
I think Paris will be okay.
I think they wore them out.
They're going to win some games.
And I think Salina's got some players coming off of injury, so I've got Salina in this one.
In the next game, you've got Hooks 0-2 at Jefferson 1-2. And Jefferson had losses to two quality opponents in Mount Vernon and Winsboro, both 2-0.
You have to go with Jefferson in this. Hooks right now is, I don't want to use the word depleted, but they're in a struggle year. It's not really a player. It's just keeping players on the field. They're struggling with that, just having enough to field a football team right now.
Well, I'm pulling for Hooks, but
I'm pulling for Hooks as well. But from what we've seen, the future is coming in Hooks, and it's Little Birdwell is on his way. I'm getting highlights every week. This kid looks like a all-state quarterback playing against middle school kids. Yeah.
Next game I took a little slack for last week because I left them off, but you got Prairie Land 2-1 at Clarksville 2-1. Their only loss was to Tom Bean, 18-12.
So I looked into Clarksville because I'd never heard of it, but Trey was like, "Man, you got to start covering them. I'm from there." They have some grown men playing high school football. You got to look at it. I mean,
they've always got a good team, a lot of athletes on their team, and you'll be hearing them in the playoffs.
The next game we've got Spring Hill 1-2 at Henderson 1-1. Henderson was canceled last week versus Kaufman.
I know Henderson's not a very good football team right now, but neither is Spring Hill. I hate to say that about my alma mater. They're just not good right now. New offense. New schemes for defense. They went from a 4-3 to a 3-4, which I don't really know. There aren't too many high school football teams playing a 3-4.
Well, Henderson, too, when you take a week off, you've had no conditioning leading up to the season, and now you're taking weeks off already. They're just tired legs in the second half.
And that could benefit them late in the season, though.
You've got Redwater 1-2 at White right, 2-1. Preston Davis did his usual thing, just came up a little bit short in a 45-43 loss to Edgewood in quadruple overtime.
Yeah, they were in a dogfight last week.
Yeah.
It was a fun game to watch.
4 overtime game. I mean, I bet you they had a lot of fun out there in Redwater. Shout out to for them to. I mean, 4 overtimes, you got to be exhausted.
Well, everybody I talked to, the same word I kept hearing from everybody is heart. They said they showed a lot of heart last week and played really hard.
Do you know who White right's only loss was to? Clarksville.
Really?
Yes.
Preston Davis had that season. But for the season, just so y'all know, Preston has 241 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 220 on the ground with 4 touchdowns.
And Malcolm Brown adds 5 more.
Yeah. I mean, they'll win this game.
I'm going to go with Redwater also.
You've got Lindale 2-1 at number 5 Gilmer, 3-0. 73-26 over Atlanta last week, 320 pass yards per game, 236 rush yards per game. Quarterback Brandon Tennyson getting it done on the ground and in the air for Gilmer.
He could very well be offensive MVP of 4A Division II this year for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a real legitimate chance at it. Let me tell y'all, they had 7 starters not play
In a close game.
in any game this season. Like they haven't played. Like all 7 of them haven't played a snap. They're getting 3 back this week, and by district they're hoping to have the other 4 back. They are legit.
Yeah, I'm going with Gilmer. I'm going with Gilmer big. I think Charles Tennyson's boy is going to have a huge game.
Yeah.
Tennyson played good last year against Pleasant Grove. They didn't pull it out, and he came back into this season, and he's picked up where he left
Let me
off.
tell y'all, Gilmerson's scoring 70-plus points in this game, and if they had a line on high school football, I'd be taking it. I'm telling you.
You've got Gladewater 1-2 at Kilgore 2-1. Gladewater only win was over Spring Hill 66-21. Kilgore only loss was to Carthage.
Yeah, I've got Kilgore in
I
this one.
got Kilgore. They just got too many athletes. One of the more athletic teams they've had in a long time.
I'm going Kilgore. It's just larger school. I mean, just the student, the different style students, I'm going to say.
Yeah, everybody I've talked to said Kilgore has a very athletic football team.
You've got Tatum 2-0 at Hugh Springs. Tatum was canceled versus Pittsburgh last week. Hugh Springs was also canceled versus Winsboro.
I got Tatum big.
Same.
I got Tatum.
I'm definitely taking Tatum as
I'll
well.
take Winsboro.
No, Hugh Springs.
I haven't seen either one, so I'm going to go with the experts.
Who are they playing?
Hugh Springs.
I can't ever go for Tatum.
Hugh Springs, Harmony beat Hugh Springs, and nothing against Harmony.
Hey, Tatum ain't no good.
Yeah, Tatum's pretty decent.
No, the name Tatum makes you think they're decent.
Well, now they had a few down years, but they looking pretty good this year.
We'll see, Tony.
I don't think it's close.
I just can't take Tatum on for anything, especially after that basketball game against Atlanta.
One of the big games on tap in this area will be Atlanta 0-3 versus Liberty-Eylau 1-1. Liberty-Eylau got that first win last week. They got to be feeling good going into this
Shout
game.
out to Liberty-Eylau. I'm glad to see them back in the win column. Coach Davis get his first win. They really probably should have won week 1 as well. They have a chance to be 6-1 when they play Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
And that would be great for everybody for it to work out that way. Atlanta played a really good Gilmer team, but they were down 8 starters. So let's don't act like it was apples to apples.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'll say this about Atlanta. I remember y'all the first game that y'all streamed. You were kept looking at that score, Dangerfield Atlanta, and you were shocked. And I wanted to text you because I remember Matt Stepp of Dave Campbell Texas Football. He was actually previewing that game a couple days before, and he said, I think Atlanta pulls that game out over Dangerfield. And he said that Atlanta is really good. They're going to be tough this year. They've had a tough start.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Atlanta win some ball games starting this week.
Well, what I keep hearing is that LE's been down for a while, but the year before last they went 3 rounds deep, so 1 year is not a while.
Yeah.
LE's still got a lot of talent. They got a huge offensive line. I actually got LE to pull out their second win. I think it's going to be a close game, though.
Well, last year, one of their weaknesses was defense. And they were giving up a lot of yards. They're giving up less than 200 yards a game right now.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I think their defense will step up and be able to contain Atlanta's offense.
That's the thing. I think that defense is starting to come together, and those younger guys are learning to play together.
If Atlanta's down 8 starters this week, they have no chance to win. But when their roster's full, I'm telling you.
Well, the first week they played really well.
Yeah, and I was shocked that they didn't win that game as well. But there's just a difference, especially in high school football. You're down 6 to 8 starters in high school football. I mean, it's just hard.
It's hard being
especially
down 2 or 3 starters.
A 3A school, it's even harder.
Yeah, that's huge.
So look for them to bounce back. If I had to pick right now, even though I know they're 0-3, I think they're going to beat Pewitt. Well, they already played Pewitt. I'm sorry. I think they're going to win that district they're in. Yeah.
What do you think they are going to do against LE?
If they're down all those starters, I just don't know. It's hard to say. If they're down the starters, I don't think they have a chance, and it's nobody's fault. They're just down. They're down starters right now. You know what I mean?
Yep. In a game, it's only a scrimmage, but it's Texas High's first game of the year against Longview.
I love you, Coach Stanford, but you're playing against my Lobos. I don't know what to tell you.
It's just a scrimmage, just a warm-up.
It's still.
Going to go down there and eat some Lobo.
Somebody's keeping score, and if you're in Longview watching, you still have time. Go to Pizza King. It's the best spot in Longview.
I will agree with that.
Well, I had the opportunity to go watch some of their middle school play on Tuesday. My nephew's on their football team, and they've got some talent coming up as well. So Texas High's going to have a good few next couple of years.
Yeah, I think Texas High is going to have a big year. I think it's just a scrimmage, but Longview is going to be a tough test even in a scrimmage. To contain them. They got great athletes down there, but it'll be competitive.
Then you've got Pleasant Grove 2-1 versus Silsbee 1-0 in Carthage. PG dominated Paris last week from the opening kickoff.
Gage Stivers on defense has just been tearing it up. 28 tackles. Pleasant Grove's defense is going to be too much.
That was probably the most boring football game I've ever seen in my life.
PG should win this game, no doubt. But hey, they've got some experience at quarterback. Yeah. They know how to win. They've got some wins under the belt. So if PG comes out flat, if they're not in it, who knows what could happen. Especially when you got a team that knows how to win. Defensively.
Opening drive last week, how many plays did PG run? But it had to be 17.
Probably 16, 17 plays.
It had to be.
Yeah, they took up 9 minutes of the first quarter.
At least. There was only like 2.5 minutes left when they scored.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be an air raid game for Pleasant Grove. The secondary for Silsbee is extremely young. They've actually got a freshman back there in the secondary, and so I have a feeling that Gibson's going to go after them through the air.
I think
I have a feeling you're wrong. I haven't seen Pleasant Grove throw the football more than 3
I was going to say,
he said air raid.
How many total passing attempts do they have for the season? But
I think they have like 6.
Every time Landon's touched it, he scored, so that's who I'd throw it to.
Shout out to Zach Hughes. He's been playing well, too, at the tight end position.
Zach's been playing great across
Balling.
the board.
Yeah.
Silsbee, they're down a game. They were canceled the first week, and they played Lumberton last week, 56-14 over those guys.
They had a lot of turnovers, but I didn't get to watch it because it was the radio, but they sounded good. But I just don't think that they've got the same caliber players as Pleasant Grove does this year.
They've made it to the state semifinals the past 2 years. Last year they lost to Wimberley, and Pleasant Grove played.
I think Pleasant Grove takes it big.
And then we have the 4A Division I big game of the week, La Vega versus Argyle.
I'll tell you, everybody says La Vega is going to win this game. I don't know if I've ever seen a more complete, better 4A football team than Argyle. Well, I think they would have beat the brakes off of Carthage last year. Well, that's how good.
They've looked really impressive. God, it's hard to pick. It's hard to pick against Argyle at the moment.
Well, if you look, like 80% of people in the state of Texas have picked Waco La Vega in this game. I'm like, have y'all not seen this team play football?
The thing I was talking to Chris about was the running back. I'm not 100% sure, but the guy, I think his name was Elijah Cummings last year, great running back, showed up in the state championship game against Carthage. I don't think he's there anymore. So that's why I'm going to lean more towards Argyle.
What impressed me more than anything was the athleticism of the offensive and defensive lines. I think Argyle. I've got Argyle in a very close game.
Well, Argyle's got about 18 players that could start at any school district in the state of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
So the combination of all those players, I think it's going to be too much for La Vega. I think it's going to be tight up until about the third quarter, and then I think Argyle starts pulling away.
One thing I can say about this game is it doesn't matter. It's not the playoffs. Last year, I think Argyle beat La Vega, and then in the playoffs, Argyle smoked La Vega. So
that's true. Let's do this. We're going to take it to break. We will be back with Queen City head coach Eric Droddy and Demir Big Play Rasco.
Along with
We'll have Alex Shelton on next time.
Okay.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back. Queen City 3-0.
And winning big.
Yes, winning real big. I got to be honest with you. When I got stats in, I was like, dude, I don't know if we've ever had a player go back-to-back offensive MVP. And sat on it that night, and then my guy sends me all the stats, and he's like, dude, who's this quarterback? And I was like, oh, man, I feel bad for my boy Jameer. But I got you. You know, MVP sticker this week, we got you a playmaker sticker.
Thank you.
Very first one to get one of those. You'll be seeing those out in the area. We're kind of stingy when it comes to our game day helmet stickers, but we got you. Coach, man, going to be off this week, but tell us about last week's game, and y'all put up some unbelievable numbers. It almost looked like a video game numbers.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that on the sideline, too.
I almost had to send somebody to verify this. My man had 4 catches, 220 yards, and 4 touchdowns or something.
Did that on
and then
4
you had 2
catches?
called back or something?
No, one call back.
Golly.
What is that, 60 yards a catch?
I'm just going to start calling him
It's over 50. I'm not good at math, but it was over 50.
just call him just big play.
Just run little bubble screens to him. He's gone.
No, if you look, he's throwing Shelton's throwing him like 40, 50-yard bombs. They even running a end around tossing bombs to him.
What's your 40 time?
Mine at 4.7.
Oh, 4.7? Yeah.
Hey, they were double teaming him in some of those. So I was just like, this kid can't be guarded.
Yeah.
So, tell us about last week. I mean, the opponent. Did you just know you were going to air raid it out on him? It looks like y'all are doing that anyway.
Well, it's just kind of the system in itself. Our OC's over there back in the corner, and so I tease him all the time. He's an air raid certified guy, and he loves that stuff. But it just happened that way. Just sometimes you just have those nights where that's what's open. You got to take it.
Yeah.
Take it when you get a chance too. So. Hopefully what they'll see is, they've got to stay over the top and start opening up some stuff underneath for us. And it really, our run game was a lot better Friday night, and that had a lot to do with the deep balls and having to soften the cushion some and let us open those lanes up. So we hope maybe keep seeing some of that.
Man, it looked like 30, 40 yards downfield. They just had nothing for him. It was almost like once he broke that 15, 20-yard barrier, there was just – are people going to start playing 20 yards off line of scrimmage on him? I mean,
I don't think so. I think what you'll see is a little more double coverage in some different creative ways, and hopefully that opens somebody else that can step up and not frustrate him too much and not getting as many balls as he might be used to.
If they do that, it's like, Coach, man, we got to get these bubble screens.
That's Randy Moss against the Cowboys numbers.
We've got to get Rasco signed up with some defense contractor because all he does is catch balls. No, but
Craig's been working on that. I can tell Craig working on that all week. He's been waiting to say that.
He was over there twitching, waiting to say that.
We talk a lot about the offense, but is there any guys on your defense you want to talk about and give a shout out to those guys for playing well?
Yeah, for sure. We've started the year out really focusing on giving a lot of love to the defensive line and our offensive line as well, because the skill guys are the ones that always get it. But we got some guys playing up front. Justin Lance is a defensive nose and tackle. He kind of moves back and forth. Noah Perkins, Derek Alexander, they're all seniors playing really good inside. And then our linebacker play, he's one of them at the outside linebacker that's holding it down. And then we've got a young man named Kieran Andrade. He's doing a good job holding down on the inside. So Spencer Warren is another one of those seniors. It's got a good, strong group of seniors right now that are just, like we talked about last time, they're just kind of tired of getting beat and have really stepped up and are a lot more confident in their abilities and know that they can win. So it's been a big thing.
I was in the booth last week, and Roger started texting me, and he's like, "Oh, they called another one back. First play, 60-yard bomb." So I'm like, "Golly!" I
think there was a couple of big plays early on that first half that did get called back.
Do y'all script your first series?
Ramey has an idea. It's not scripted. He kind of has an idea going into the game of what he wants to look for. But when he sees something open, he's a pretty smart guy. I tease him a lot, but he deserves a lot of credit for what he's putting in with the offense. And but no, as far as like, hey, we're going to run these plays first, not necessarily. Just kind of a feel.
With a weapon like Demir out there on every film I've seen, he's been the outside guy.
Yes, sir.
When playoffs come around, are y'all going to be moving him, putting him in motion, trying to get mismatches with linebackers?
You might see some of that, but before that time, yeah.
All right.
You don't want to give too much.
Yeah.
But we've done some things like that in the past. But one of the previous schools he and I were together at. We had a guy a lot like Demir that played the outside, and kind of as it went on and they started doing some things, we started moving to an inside receiver and being able to get him open in some different ways. So that's always a possibility and something that's in the book.
Man, what I've seen, I don't think there's anybody who can guard you. I mean, I don't know. I guess safety over the top and then start running slant routes. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you've been pretty unstoppable. I mean, your numbers show. Aaron, do you have the wide receiver numbers for the season? If you do, pop it up there for me. But how many receiving yards do you have in 3 games?
I think like 3.
I know you know. Don't act like you don't. All these kids, I don't know.
My biggest question is he that good, or is it Shelton that good, making him look good?
Shelton making him look good.
Yeah. That's a pretty good relationship when they give love to each other.
Oh, winning makes everybody love each other.
Doesn't it, though? Yeah, no doubt about that.
He's also leading in fantasy points, 390 yards, 5 TDs. And you're averaging, if my math is right, you're averaging over 40 yards a catch.
He can catch the slant route too. Don't let that fool you. He can catch him over the middle.
They just don't throw it to you. They're scared you're going to get tackled. So we got the COVID hit Queen City.
Little bit.
Okay, so you're going to start district play with the Legion Fields.
Right.
You were just telling me before we went on, they're a really good football team.
They are a good football team.
I remember Elysian Fields as primarily a running football team, but really like great athletes, kind of like Karnak. From back in the day, I'm looking at you. I
don't know who Karnak is.
Okay, well
they're
close to Elysian Fields.
Yeah, growing up, Elysian Fields was a powerhouse.
Yeah, I always remembered Elysian Fields.
Yeah. And so they're still a run-first team, but they've got a good senior quarterback that, I think he's thrown for over 5,000 yards in his career down there, and so they've got some guys to get it to. But I think they're a run-first team. Just kind of watch them on film, but they don't mind. They'll run a lot of the RPO stuff. Kind of it's almost looking at the offense as a little bit of a mirror between the two of us. So we feel like we match up this year a lot better than we did last year in some different situations. So we hope to go into it ready to go.
With him double covering all this, how is this affecting your run game? Because it looked great on film.
Well, it definitely opened up Friday, and so I think that has a lot to do with it. Playing a little bit softer, adding an extra guy in coverage, taking him out of the box, and we'll see if EF has that same idea or not. We've got plans for both, and so if we want to take those shots downfield, we know we got a couple of guys that can get it too. We had a couple of deep balls to a couple of different guys the other night, so we've got some different options, if they want to start doing some different things.
Well, let me go ahead and give him his nickname. We're going to call him the Convertible.
The Convertible?
Because he'll take the top off.
Craig, man. I love it.
He's on a roll there today.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We will come back with our offensive MVP of the week, Alex Shelton.
Strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome back. We added our offensive VP, Alex Shelton. Dude, you went off last week. You eat your Wheaties or something that morning?
Nah.
What was different?
Don't get up here and get nervous now.
Did it just work out for me? You had, 170 on the ground, 270 in the air? Does that sound right?
254.
And 6 touchdowns? That's going off in my book. Evidently, that's a normal night for my man over here. How did it open up for you? I mean, I know you've been putting up big numbers all year, but just going off like that, I mean, everything just going your way?
Yes, sir.
Coach, a kid with a talent like his, what do you do to put him in a position to be successful?
I turn that over to the offensive coordinator. He's got a lot of options, and he's really starting to pick it up more and more each week. And Coach Ramey spends a lot of time with those guys kind of one-on-one. And even through the summer when we had that time together with the sport-specific time in the summer conditioning, he started throwing some stuff at him just to see how much he could handle. And because what we do offensively, it's a lot of quick read kind of stuff, and he's got to know a lot on the field before we get out there.
Yeah.
And then be able to read. And he's done a good job kind of taking that on. Some things that maybe a lot of guys wouldn't be ready for yet. So we're happy with the progress he's making.
Good. Shelton, this is a sports talk show, so we're going to try to get you to talk a little bit. Tell us how it is out there with your guys making plays. Is that making you guys come close into like a brotherhood?
Yes, sir. They feel good.
I really like y'all's uniforms. Y'all have some of the cleanest uniforms I've seen.
Yeah.
With the city on it. Where'd that come from? Has it always been on there?
No, it hasn't. This was the first year. We actually kind of introduced it during track last year. We put it on the track uniforms, and really I was kind of, I don't want to say against it, but I was a little hesitant because I didn't know how it would go over, with some of the people around, but it's really taken off. Everybody's kind of clung to it, and it's really good. The kids and even our community and from the superintendent down administratively, they love it, and so it's been a really fun thing to do.
Weeks always go by faster when you're winning.
Absolutely.
That's no doubt.
Him averaging nearly 50 yards a catch, what were you mainly running, just a go route?
Well, I mean, there's a combination, but for him, he runs a lot of vertical routes. Yes, sir. Yeah.
He gets over the top quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, my man's out here dropping dimes. All of them were on point. My guy went and looked at some huddle film, and he said you had over 100 yards after contact on the ground.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard to tackle. Craig, take this over.
Oh, he needs a new nickname?
Yeah, we're going to have to give it. Just so y'all know, he walked up here with glasses on. He was ready.
Shelton's new nickname is Say Less.
It reminds me of Drew Langford.
Hey, that's not a compliment.
He's just here so we don't get fined, I think is what he said.
I will say that we've messaged a little bit on Facebook and stuff, and I just tell him each week, just go out there, keep enjoying yourself, playing good, enjoy the game.
Yes, sir.
And just make plays for your teammate. And that's what y'all been doing, and I wish you guys continued success.
Yeah, appreciate that. And they've really bought into that philosophy, not getting too high, not getting too low, but staying really even-keeled about everything.
So, not playing this week, who would y'all have had this week? I can't remember.
We were going down to Frankston.
Okay, so team y'all were going to have your way with.
Well, I mean,
I remember right.
They had some good kids down there, quarterback, running back. They have some good, so we don't take anything for granted.
I've never had a coach tell me, yeah, we're going to win. What's up with that? Every time I have a coach, they'll go out and beat them 70-0, but during the week, no, they got this running back that rushed for 54 yards last week. He's trouble.
You can't give them bulletin board material.
That's right. Yeah,
is that what it is, Tony?
Yeah.
You don't want to come back to bite you in the rear when it doesn't happen the way you said You know that'll happen.
I do know that from experience, yes. Tony knows it on a weekly basis.
Oh, come on.
Hey, listen, Shelton, you're on top and, you're doing everything, but then, dude, you get knocked down one little level, it hurts, right?
Yeah.
This dude over here used to be number one. He can't even get his name on best of list in Texarkana anymore.
That's it. They done ran me out of town.
Yeah, I don't know. He done bought a Tahoe that's pink. I mean, So Elysian, let's just get in. So you're going to start district with Elysian Fields. Who all's in your district?
Man, with Elysian Fields, New Diana, Ore City, Wascom, U Springs, Harleton.
Wascom stout again?
They're pretty good. Yeah, they got a lot returning from last year's team.
Ore City, I think.
They won the
championship.
championship. They won state year before last, didn't they? Or did they not?
Wascom, I think it's been they're a couple of years out, but they went back to back, and then the quarterfinals the year before that. So that flex bone system they run down there is pretty stout when you get into it for a while.
All right, so let me ask you this: as a coach, you don't see that offense very often. Is it just a problem because your kids they're not used to practicing against it?
I think a lot of it is and not to kind of give anything away, but we were in the flex bone a few years ago, and we kind of clinic with some of the same people they do. So we have a little bit different understanding of the offense. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean you can continually stop it because there's so many tags that go with it. It's just we talk about assignment, and it's really important to maintain that. And the first time you miss, they pop one, and so that when they got the skill kids with those A-backs to get it out there.
So, what do you want to say to your fans?
Hello.
You know who he reminds me of right now is Bruce Garrett.
Yeah.
I had no experience. I've interviewed this Bruce Garrett for the first time. He's the very first person I ever interviewed. And I remember asking a big opening question, and he just said yes. And then I followed it up with something else, and he said no. And I was like, you realize I'm not good at this either, right? I'm going to need you to help me a little bit.
Yeah, got to play along a little bit.
All right, so 3-0 on the season. Can I get a prediction from my man over here for district?
Go ahead and let him.
All right, come on, give me the district prediction.
Ain't no.
You don't have one?
He said
Ain't no.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought he said.
I'm doing the math on that. We had 6 district games, so I don't know where that ones are coming from.
Oh.
6-0.
All right, I got something for you. I almost forgot. I'm running out of time. Dude, 170 rushing, 260 passing, 6 touchdowns. Got your sticker back here. Get a smile for the camera.
Impressive week of football.
Congratulations. Send me a picture of this on your helmet. There's only, 13 guys that have ever gotten one of those. Shout out to you, Big Football. How are you doing on Mr. Texas? I saw you're up for Mr. Texas of the Week.
I don't know yet.
You got some votes from me. I was on that.
I was voting every day. Some of them, it's just those big schools and big areas.
Oh,
it's not really fair the way they do it. Here, sorry.
But you can vote multiple times, and like you say, you got the community behind you.
They do.
Hopefully everybody will get on there and vote for him.
Get on Twitter. You can go to Gameday's Twitter and find the link. And vote for my man Alex Shelton over here. Man, a few words. What do you call him?
Say less.
Say less. All right, well, best of luck to Queen City. We'll have y'all on. We won't be here next week, but we'll be here. We'll be in Tyler for the Texas High game next week on Thursday. But we'll be here the week after. We're going to have y'all on for district.
Sounds good.
Let's do this. Let's take a break, and we will be right back.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors. And we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Welcome back. Took us a little bit longer on that one. We got my man Chop Buchanan with us, our Know Everything LE guy, sideline guy on Facebook, right?
Yep, that's me.
All right, tell us who we got with us, Chop.
We got Mr. Darren Crabtree. He had a pick 6 for us. And we have Mr. Samaj Roll, who's about 85 yards away from being the top special teams player in the state.
I think so.
Yeah, we had that one call back.
Yeah.
Did you return a punt and a kickoff for a touchdown in the same game?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about right there. I love that.
Big time.
Oh, Craig's got something for you.
Playmaker, helmet sticker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Throw that on. Hey,
I ain't going to get this.
Tag us in a picture on Facebook for us.
Now, it wasn't you that blocked in the back when he did that, was it?
Yes, sir.
Well, what position are you playing?
Defensive.
That's what I thought. So you got a pick six at the end? I like it.
That's Crabtree.
Hey,
I know the family.
who don't know the family? I asked him, I said, man, what's your name? And he told me, I said, what? I said, another one?
So, Rose, real quick, you make big-time plays out there with your teammates. How's it feel doing that, getting you guys excited and pumped up?
I'm just glad we made a big step up from last year. Everything, you can tell everybody getting disciplined and everybody trying to move forward from that season we had last year. Feel better, making plays with them. They understand the game better now. So.
Now, the one thing that I noticed from you, especially on your kickoff returns and your punt returns, your confidence level was up fielding the punch. You know, you can't run unless you got the ball.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like that you knew, hey, I got this, and I'm going to do something with it. Before, it's like, okay, I'm thinking too much. I got to make sure I catch the ball. Okay, now what I do? But now it's just like clockwork. When you got the ball, it's like you already had your path made out how you was going to run it. And matter of fact, both of them were two of the better runs that I've seen in high school football in years.
Yeah. I mean, when I run, I basically think about, it's kind of like practice. I watch and see what open up first, and I know I'm fast enough to hit it, in the hole without being touched, not being cocky or nothing like that. But I know I did a lot of working out this summer to get faster, so I use that ability at the games to, show speed.
What I like, man, is just the quickness, the lateral moves, the jump step that, most people would look at that as a basketball move. I saw you do one on somebody. It was just nasty. That's what I'm talking about right there. Craig's tried them before, but he tears ACL every time.
No, I was pretty good at it. Crabtree, each week we've been on the show, I've talked about y'all's defense. Do you feel like the way y'all are playing now, y'all are only going to get better, and that's going to be a strong point of y'all's team going further into the season?
Yes, sir. It's only going to get better for me.
So you're giving up less than 200 yards a game right now. Shout out, that's big for high school football.
Yes, sir.
How is this going to transition to to this Atlanta team that is just a rivalry game? Everybody kind of expects it to be a close game.
We should stop it most of the time on the running. And they don't really throw the ball that much. So
this is a big game for me, especially me. I didn't like how we lost to them last year.
Absolutely, I didn't either.
So you calling this a grudge match for you?
Oh, it is.
A little extra motivation?
Yeah. Nobody likes to lose to a field goal.
No.
Especially on the final play of the game. That is one of the worst ways to lose.
I was just like, we can go to overtime, no doubt. They kicked it, and it just bounced in, and they called the game. Feelings were hurt.
Well, one thing I can know about Atlanta, you're going to have to play. It never matters what their record is. They will show up. So are you guys prepared for this week?
Yes, sir. I think so. I know they come out hard. They're going to try to match our energy level. So we're going to have to be, on top of our game right out the gate.
Y'all got y'all's first win last week. Make sure y'all focus going into this week.
So I know you're focused on Atlanta, but did y'all watch any of the film last week with Gilmer?
Oh, we watch film every week.
Is Gilmer nasty?
Man, they got a running back. I ain't gonna. He the real deal. I ain't gonna lie.
The quarterback's averaging over 350 yards a game passing right now too. Really? It's like Gilmer, and they're out 7 starters right now supposedly.
Yeah.
So they've won these 3 games without 7. They'll get 3 back this week. They're hoping to get the other 4 back by district.
Wow. So in other words, it's like the Gilmer of old. They got a new coach. And I guess it
comes out of the same coaching tree.
Yeah,
but they're doing the same thing.
But it's different when you're driving instead of being a passenger.
That's true.
So he's going to install a lot of things the way he wants to do it, even from the way they probably warm up. You'll see a coach change that completely.
Yeah.
So if he got his own thumbprint on it, that's going to be even better for him.
I've got a question for both of the guys. What's been Coach Davis' message to you guys? Is he telling y'all not to get too high? You got your first win, don't get too high this week, or is he trying to tell you just to be focused on what's at hand?
Well, for me, it's like this. He say, that's a win. It's in the past now. You move on. What he was saying at practice was one day at a time. And now that's in the past, we can't keep looking at that. I mean, it was a good game and all, but we still got a big season ahead of us. So.
Yeah. Now, one thing I liked about your game that I noticed, you had a little domination going on there, from the first quarter to the last, How does that make you feel to do that? And I think I asked you that question after the game.
Just doing what I'm supposed to do on the field, what I'm supposed to do.
So you telling me you got a mean streak and a nasty streak about yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that just natural, or is that something Coach Gomez brings out in you?
I think that's something Ralph might have taught him.
It's natural.
I got to meet this Coach Gomez. I've been here. I heard he's a character.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he rode up to the school. Matt told me he rode up to the school for his interview, riding a Harley with a cowboy hat and cowboy boots on.
Oh, so he was confident he was getting the job. You roll to school like that.
He the real deal, though.
Really?
Real. He an old school coach.
Now we had what y'all call him,
Takali.
Yeah, we had him on that last week.
That's my boy.
And one thing that he said about Coach Gomez, I love that dude. You feel the same way?
Yeah, me and Coach Gomez got our ups and downs, but he is a real good coach.
I heard about that, but we ain't gonna get into that. I've heard. I hear a lot of stuff, man.
He got our ups and downs. He a good coach, though. I understand where you're coming from now.
But you know he has your best interest in mind, and that's why he may push buttons that others in the past may not have pushed.
Yeah.
And if you got any more buttons left, he's gonna push those too, because he see a lot of potential in you, and that's why he does what he does.
Yeah, he can get on my he know how to get on to make me mad so fast. He just know exactly what to say or do. And it make me play better sometimes too.
But my message to you is, if the coach is not talking to you, he probably don't care about you.
He don't care about you.
I was about to say he was describing how I feel about my wife right there, basically.
Well, we ain't getting into that because she's sitting over there.
She knows how to push my buttons and make me mad quick.
I do want to say this to y'all real quick. I'm a graduate of Texas High. I'm a Texas High fan through and through. But Texarkana is better when LE's winning, Texas High's winning, Arkansas is winning, PG's winning. So for y'all to go out there and get that first win, it felt good for everybody, because we've been watching the scoreboard, wanting y'all to pull it out. You got it pulled out. We're proud of y'all. Go out there and put a string of them together.
And that's coming from a Texas High quarterback.
Who played quarterback?
Craig did.
Craig did not play quarterback.
I saw
Craig was lucky he was on the team.
I saw Craig play quarterback. I saw him.
You saw him play quarterback?
Yes,
or are you
did.
vouching for his
Morgan,
greatness?
One thing I can say is I had a lot of guys that look like you serve me cold water.
Oh, get out of here. Hey, you better go to Spring Hill and look at the wall. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you.
Anyway, all right, guys. You got anything? You didn't talk a whole lot. You got anything you want to say?
No, sir.
You going to guarantee a win tomorrow night? I like it. All right.
Now you didn't say a whole lot. Are you sure you're a Crabtree?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
I'm just quiet.
He said next time he comes on Chop, he's going to talk it up.
Next time, there will be some next times. I know you guys are going to continue to do well.
Hey, but he talked more than Alex Shelton. That's for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't just watch that? Sitting over there. Hey, Samaj, for real though, balled out.
Thank you.
Proud of you, man.
Good, man.
You have our first Playmaker award on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Balled out. I'm really looking forward. We'll have tomorrow night. You'll be able to watch Liberty-Eylau versus Atlanta at LE. We'll have it streaming on Gameday's Facebook and YouTube page. We'll have it on TVs up here at Walk-Ons, Roadhouse, Silver Star, downtown at Cross Ties. Y'all gonna be on the big screen. Don't let us down. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with Nick Hitstick Martin.
If you're looking for authentic Cajun-style meats prepared and ready to cook and take home, look no further than Lanyard Specialty Meats. We here at Lanyard Specialty Meats select nothing but premium meats, and we season it to perfection so that you'll have all of Acadiana flavor here in your own home. Come by Lanyard Specialty Meats for all your tailgating needs for this football season or hunting season. Remember, Lanyard Specialty Meats.
Lanyards is an official sponsor and proud supporter of Texarkana Game Day.
Welcome back. We got Nick Hitstick Martin in the house. I'm so mad I didn't come up with that with that nickname. I thought the truth was where it was. I was wrong. Hitstick just sounds so much better.
They both hard to me.
So, man, since the last time we talked to you, you done put on a few offers.
Yes, sir.
Who else hollered at you?
Congrats.
Thank you. Oklahoma State recently offered me, and I got and Cal been recruiting me pretty heavily. So yeah,
Is Cal at running back or linebacker?
Running back.
What about Oklahoma State?
Oklahoma State defense linebacker.
What do you want to play?
Wherever he can get on the field.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
I'd rather see you stay here somewhat close so I can come watch you play and get these field passes, and stuff like that. That's what I would like. And Oklahoma State does have some cool helmets. So I'd add another really cool helmet to my collection. I don't know what does Cal say? It just says Cal on the side, right?
Cal.
Yeah, don't go there, man. That helmet don't look good. You got to go to like Oregon or Oklahoma, something like that, where they got a bunch of options.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say, though, that area is beautiful, man. I went last year. I love it.
Yeah, I heard Berkeley is super nice.
It's really nice. Yeah. Well, my question a while ago, what I meant, do you want to play offense or defense?
I mean,
you don't care?
I don't really care. I mean, I just like contact, so, if I can hit somebody, run somebody over, it's same thing to me.
We've seen you do a lot of contact this season, tearing people up. The Silsbee game, tell me about this Silsbee football team.
They got a good O-line, a good D-line. They just really overall good team, so I'm sure it's going to be a great game to watch.
And they've been to the state semifinals 2 years in a row or 3?
2 years. 18 and 19.
And they ranked number 6 in state, so it's going to be a great game to watch.
Well, it seems like all y'all do is play top 10 teams. Nobody else will play you, it seems like. So you've been to this, you played at the Carthage. I had never been to Carthage Stadium.
Yeah, I played there in my 10th grade year in 2018, and we lost some close games. So we're going to meet them halfway, I'm pretty sure. So we were playing in Carthage this year.
That's the first time I've seen that, meeting a team halfway during the regular season.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just know because I talked with Coach Gibson. They had trouble finding anybody to play them.
Yeah.
So
we didn't get a complete schedule to like super late.
Yeah.
So we just playing top teams, so that's all we got.
Everybody's waiting for Nick to leave. I want to get their players hurt. But how much fun are you having your senior year?
I'm having a blast, playing with my boys, playing with my senior class. Just got a ball out for one last time and finish the season right. So I'm just ready to keep going and make sure it's up from here.
Do you think your teammates get a kick out of seeing you with the big hits and just going out there running people over? You think that pumps them up and makes them want to play harder?
I feel like it just sets a tone, because once you see one player playing out there, giving his all, playing with his heart and soul, so I feel like it just set a tone for the whole team to go out there and dog everybody.
Well, and it's not just you running them over. The stiff arm that you put on the guy to get your touchdown this past week, that was pretty impressive as well. So, there's a little finesse in that as well.
Yeah, thank you.
I forgot Jay wasn't at the game. Did you watch it?
I did.
You enjoy it? Did you hear yourself?
I did a few times. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I watched this the next day because that was my daughter's wedding reenactment. So I did not watch it while that was going on. I think there were a few in my wedding party that did, but I did have the score told to me during the whole evening. So it was good to hear that Pleasant Grove got another W.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, so you're recruiting. Who you've been offered by 10+ schools, right?
Yes, sir.
Who would be your? I ask you this every time you come here, but give me a top 5.
Top 5. I don't really like no order, but Texas Tech, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, SMU. I don't really got a 5th,
Yeah.
I'm just really.
SMU's on the up and up.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, my recruitment is totally open. So I mean, I'm open for anybody. So yes, sir. Yeah.
So we've been hearing rumors just all year about Texas A&M, Oklahoma. Like, are you starting to get any feelers from them?
Recently Oklahoma defensive coordinator followed me on Twitter. So
all right.
So I mean, it's no telling what they could mean, or but I mean, it's just a.
He didn't slide in the DMs, did he?
No, sir, not yet.
One thing I can tell you about being on the recruit trail, because I know a lot about the recruiting process and stuff like that. No, most of those decisions are made after the visits. I had a friend. He went to Arkansas. He was going to Arkansas. He went to A&M. He was going to A&M. Went to Texas. Went to Texas. So they want to show you a good time on those recruiting trips.
I know you're talking about Nate Jones.
So if you need a ride, I got you.
Hey, listen, I got a nicer car. What's wrong, man?
I'm ready for that burnt orange offer. Have you got that yet?
No, sir.
That's what I'm waiting on.
I ain't talked to them in a minute.
Well, that's their bad.
Yeah, and it definitely is. No doubt there.
I was having a conversation with someone who I can't say, but we were talking about your name came up, and I was like, dude, this is the most under-recruited player I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't understand why 1.5 inches of height is keeping him from being a 4-star or a 5-star athlete when he's putting up the same numbers as people that are playing the exact same position. He's just an inch shorter. I compared you to a particular player. I'm not going to say his name, not anybody around here, but like, how is this kid who's playing in a lower division than you, has the same numbers as you, but he's an inch taller and weighs 15 pounds less? How do you make that decision that this kid's a 4-star, borderline 5-star, but this kid's not? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
And the competition that Nick has done it against. Year in, year out, Pleasant Grove has played the best competition out there, and you have taken it to every team that you played. So I just can't understand, why that 1 inch or 1.5 inches is going to be a big difference.
He's definitely one of the most noticeable players every single game.
One thing I can say is they have all these tests and these measurements and stuff they go by, but the one thing that they can't measure is heart.
Yeah.
And you have a big heart.
Yes, sir.
You put it on the line every week, and we love to see it. So just keep doing what you're doing. Everything will fall into place.
Yes, that's kind of like San Diego letting go of Drew Brees. They said he was short.
Yeah, it worked out great for him, didn't it? Nick, man, well, best of luck tomorrow night. You know we're going to be in the house. You'll be able to watch this game on Gameday's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I think that's it. But you'll be able to watch it is the point. Nick's number 6. You won't be able to miss him. Just look for the guy making heads pop. It's going to be Nick. Anyway, we'll go take a quick commercial. We will come back with the Texas A&M commit, Marcus Burris. Be back shortly.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating Game Day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back. We got my man Marcus Burris with us, Texas A&M commit, and I'm hearing a bunch of rumors that you're going to be playing come playoff time. Is there any truth to it?
I mean, I'm hoping for the best right now. We've been grinding hard in rehab and just trying to get back as soon as possible.
Well, you have appeared larger to me every week that I've seen you since this summer. So I know you're still putting in the work. How have you had to modify some of your workouts?
I mean, just straight upper body stuff. I mean, when we go and lift as a team, I'm on the upper body side doing bench every set and stuff like that. And those guys are there hyping me up just like I'm not hurt. So they're doing a good job of keeping me up, keeping my head on.
Marcus, one thing I can say, I've noticed that you work really hard in the offseason. Just going off of what they say, you walked by me before the first game, and last year you still had a little bit of a kid look to you. This year you walked by me and your arms were just.
Marcus said, "Catch him in the street, then, Tony."
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a big kid, but I mean, you were so much more solid when I looked at Donnie. I said, "Man, what y'all been doing?"
No, we've been working hard at Donnie's. He does a great job. Just getting us ready for the season. And, I mean, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else working out than with Donnie.
Well, you look good, and you can tell what you've been doing, man.
I appreciate it.
Last week you were saying you kind of taking on a coach's role with the players and stuff. So, Coach, what was your message to your teammates going into this week against a really good Silsbee team?
I mean, just play like we did last week. I mean, I feel like the Argyle game and the Paris game was totally different. We came in with a lot more confidence, and we played a great game. So just really the same thing this week. I mean, we have the ability, if we really want to dominate any team we want to. It's just about how we play it. So just the same thing as last week. Come out confident, playing hard every snap.
All right, then. Why does everybody look at me? Everybody gets quiet and just stares at me.
I was looking at Craig.
Actually, Craig stole my question. So, Craig, you get this next one. Because that's what I was going to ask him. How's coaching working out?
You hear these lies. So you say the rehab's going good on your foot and everything?
Yes, sir.
You're going to try to get back this season. Do you feel like you're rushing it, or you really want to get back?
No, I don't feel like I'm rushing it at all. I mean, the trainers at St. Michael's are doing a great job building me up and making my Achilles stronger. And I mean, you only get high school once, so I'm trying to get back as soon as possible and play with those boys.
I know it must be hard sitting there watching them. I know you're coaching, but I know that's got to be a task.
Yeah. It's really hard. I mean, we grinded so hard in off season, and it sucks, man, that I couldn't go out there and play with them for the first couple of games and just show everybody what we have done during the off season. But I mean, I'm still praying, trying to get back, and my hopes are still up.
Well, man, I was wanting to see another one of them 60, 70-yard touchdown grabs, too.
Is it true you ruptured it backpedaling?
Yeah, sadly.
What are you doing backpedaling?
We were doing a little conditioning drill, and I mean, I guess you could say I was kind of going through it lazy and just stepped wrong and heard a big pop. I mean, but hey, everything happens for a reason. And Landon's actually getting some of those touchdown carries now, so hey, everything's working out.
Hey, he did a little stutter step the other day.
Yeah.
That was fun to watch.
So, this Silsbee team, what are y'all seeing on film?
I mean, just like every other team we play, it's a great program. You can tell they're well coached. I mean, aggressive team, good D-line, good offensive line, and I mean, they're making us work hard trying to get this win, and we're definitely going to do it.
Yeah, I think y'all going to do it. I think you got them by at least 14, 20 points. I know they're ranked number 6, but I think we're that much better.
Yes, sir.
When you watch film all week, there are always players, coaches harp on. Who are some of those players that you guys are going to be watching this week?
I mean, really just the defensive nose guard and their whole offense. I mean, they got a great program over there, and I mean, we're happy to get a chance to play a team like this, and we couldn't be more excited.
Is that 73, Aiden Bell?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's a playmaker on field, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Weighs in at 275, so he's up there.
So what's the feel this season compared to last?
I mean,
just in school in general.
It's definitely crazy with the whole Corona stuff going on, and I feel like we're handling it really well. I mean, you walk around the school, you see everybody keeping the mask up and doing a great job. And you can ask our principal; he'll tell you. I mean, we've been doing a great job just trying to get back to normal. I mean, it sucks that all this stuff is going on right now, but like I said, everything happens for a reason. So we're just making the best out of it.
So I was told to ask you this: is there any chance Texas can get back in the race?
Is that a Craig question?
No, Coach Herman called me up. It's like he's like, he ain't answering his phone. I need to know.
I mean, I haven't signed anything, but I'm pretty locked in, man. A&M is such a great program, and I can't wait to go play for them.
I'm excited to come down there and watch you. Be sure you get me sideline passes, please.
Yeah, I got you.
Tony doesn't need anything.
Hey, I got parent passes last year. Got to eat with the parents and got front row seat, sat with all the parents, and it was a lot of fun.
So a lot of kids you coached?
No, just one. I had one on the field. That's how I got the 4 tickets. Colton Burke.
All right, brother. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Marcus, thanks for coming in, brother.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Isn't it? Beautiful, handcrafted stone is our passion, and we ensure our customers receive the quality they deserve. We stand by our word, we stand by our products, services, and work that we do. Our team of experienced craftsmen and product experts have been perfecting their craft of fabricating and installing stone since 1998. Visit the Design Center at Red River Lumber to see the many beautiful stone options available for your next project.
We are back at Walk-Ons. We've got Chop with us. We've got Tony Langford. We got Damian Henderson, and we got Davion King. Davon King. Sorry about that.
You got to tell him get it right.
That's right, because you got a hyphen or a comma in between that day and that Von.
Yeah, it's possible.
See, they didn't put it on here. They didn't put it on the paperwork. No, not at all.
Did you do that? Did you spell your first name or?
Yes, sir. No, I ain't spell it, but I guess that's what they put on there.
Oh, okay.
We'll start out real quick with offense. Damien, you had a great game last week. I saw you on tape. Plant that foot, head upfield.
Oh, yeah, I got quick a little bit.
How was it out there this week?
It was real good from based off the last game that we had with the offensive line. It was like a lot of more holes opened up, and then everything else, it was just smooth.
Do you feel as if the team is starting to gel and that offense is coming along each week?
Oh, yeah, really, every day.
So you said the offensive line is coming on pretty good.
Oh, yeah, they improving a lot.
You play offensive line, right?
I play D-line.
You play D-line.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
all right. I would say if this man was blocking for you, did you get a burger or something out of that?
Nah, I'm going to give him Taco Tuesday every week.
There you go. Hey, can I come?
Don't y'all got two 300-pound twins on the offensive line?
Mm-hmm.
Two big boys
Josh
for high
White
school.
and Jason Murphy.
Yeah,
they about your side.
I think I could run behind that line.
It's good when they blocking right. It's like the whole, you can drive a truck through it.
We had Crabtree on earlier. We were talking about defensive side of the ball. From week one, I always said that from what I saw, the defense played really well. You kind of lost contained a little bit, but it seems like you guys are putting it all together. Is that how you guys feel out there each week?
Yes, sir. I feel like we're improving each and every day, each and every week with the coaching staff and how they're teaching us.
What's been y'all's mindset going into this week against Atlanta? Because I was telling them it doesn't matter what the record is. When you go to play Atlanta, you're going to have to show up and play. So you guys focus going into the next week?
Yes, sir. We just got to go and do what the coach has taught us and just execute.
Now, are you a junior?
Yes, sir.
So we got to look forward to you playing next year.
Yes, sir.
Quite a few of the line are juniors, and aren't there? But very few of them are seniors.
Yeah, most of them are except
4 out of 5.
Tarek Alexander.
Yes, sir.
He a senior.
Okay. All right.
Damien, y'all had a hard season last season, but to come back to get that first win out of the way, does it feel like your team is kind of relieved and now you guys can just go out and focus on winning football games?
Man, after losing 11 games in a row and getting that first win, that's like,
oh, I bet that felt good.
Man, for like $1 million. But like for the team, we need that confidence though. Now, moving forward, everything gets to be smooth.
So you think everybody's more buying into the system?
Oh, yeah.
And it's starting to fall in place for you guys?
Especially not just the win, but the type of game we had with like the game plan and everything. Like our game plan that we had, I swear everything that we said we were going to do at practice, it did exactly like that. So, yeah, we needed that win.
Great. Now, one of the touchdowns that you made on the goal line, that was a straight power run.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first time I seen you run that hard on the goal line in 2 years. And I'm going to be honest about it. You know, what was your mindset going in? You just felt like you just had to have it, or?
I knew I was about to score.
You knew that?
I told my coach, if it's 10 yards or less, I'm scoring regardless. I don't care what happened during the play or before the play, I'm going to score.
And that's the mindset you got to have. You got to have that mindset, you know, the holes and stuff, because the field is smaller, so everybody's going to be up closer around the ball.
That's an advantage for me.
Why is that?
Because I'm from the D-line. If it's a D-line coming to me tackling me first, he's not going to tackle. I'm too quick.
Okay. You heard that, Craig?
I like that answer. Hey, Damien, one thing I'll tell you is my son Drew talks about you all off season. He thinks a lot of you, and he told me all off season if y'all can get y'all's offensive line down that you was going to be the best running back in the city. And he's keeping up with you from New York. So just to let you know that, man.
I plan on being, when people talk about the best running backs in Texarkana, I'll be top 5 after the 10 game.
Well, you know, you told me something at the end of the game when I interviewed you. You said you don't plan on losing any more games. Have you changed your mind on that, or?
Never. At all.
You know, and you sound like a true leader. Mm-hmm. You know, there's 2 things that I ask you to do. I ask you to be a team leader. Mm-hmm. I ask you to be a campus leader. And so far, I am seeing that. Mm-hmm. You know, because I just know that you have that in you. And from what I see you doing on the line and stuff, pure domination.
Yes, sir.
And that's the way you got to do it.
Always.
You get them hands up under the pads and you just do your thing.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We'll switch gears back to defense real quick. I just want to ask you, you guys have a lot of good players on defense. Is it just one leader out there, or is it just leadership by committee?
It's leadership by committee. We all go out there and try to do our best each and every day. It's like our defense coordinator, Coach Gomez, said, go out there and give 110% every day.
One more thing. Last year, I was at a game, and I heard a lot of back and forth between teammates when things start going bad.
Yes, sir.
So this year, have you guys kind of got that under control, and it's more like just motivating each other to step up and make a play if somebody misses a play?
Yes, sir. It's more discipline, and you can tell on the field there's not as much as arguing or anything like that no more.
Good deal.
Yeah, we learn how to talk. Like if something go wrong, we learn how to talk to each other instead of just saying what he did wrong. We tell him like what he could have did right, and then that's how we go and get through it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, one thing that you mentioned that everybody that's come at this table in the last 2 weeks has mentioned, Coach Gomez. Is that man making that much of a difference?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Y'all need to get Coach Gomez up here and talk to him, really.
We'll have to get him here next week.
I'll be here all day with him talking.
Really?
All day.
He's a talker?
Easy.
But like I told Rose and Crabtree, I graduated from Texas High. Texarkana's better when everybody's winning. Liberty-Eylau, Pleasant Grove, Arkansas, PG. So we're proud of you guys for going out, getting that first win. We want to see you guys string some wins together in the weeks coming.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now, do we have senior night tomorrow night, or?
No, sir. It was supposed to be. It really supposed to be our homecoming night, but things going back and forth.
It all changed. Okay, all right. So I stand corrected on that. I thought it was senior night, but hey, you guys, you know what you got to do. Come out with the same level of intensity this week as you did last week. Control the ball, hang on to the ball, and just be you. Be who you are.
Yes, sir.
Really dominate.
It really looked like last week in the second half, y'all just completely wore them out.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looked like to me, because the first half was competitive. The second half, y'all just ran away with it.
I told them we had to go ahead and end the game within 5 minutes of the third quarter, the game should be over. And it was.
Well, we was rooting for you, man. We was glad to see you get that first win.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back. It's not very often we get a guy, you're hard to get in touch with, just so you know. He's always out of town. I'm always mentioning somebody, hey man, can I come in? No, he's out of town doing this. He's out of town doing that.
Tell him that's a good thing.
So when is the MLB draft?
I think they changed it to July next year.
So I've had a couple people ask me, are we going to stream and video and all that, your draft party? So when that gets closer, I hadn't heard it from you, but I've been hearing it from a bunch of other people. You just let us know. What's going to be your dream team to play for?
I don't even really care where I go.
Just trying to get paid.
Just trying to get paid.
I like it. I like him already.
Well, man, that's got to be a dream just to be on the field. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
So you're not going to pull a Kyler Murray?
No.
You're going to go play baseball?
No.
Man, I tell you, last year, I didn't really know who you were last year when we started this. I hadn't been around high school football. I remember going out to that Texas Arkansas High game, and I remember you drilling a football at some kid for like 20 feet away. And I remember like, dude, there ain't a guy on this planet could have caught that football. And I mean, you hit him like right in the face with it. It's like the ball deflated as it hit him.
No, he said it was a light in his eyes.
You threw that ball so hard.
You got to blame it on something.
He was like, the light was in my eye. I was like, come on, bro. I throw it like that in practice all day.
I know their hands got to be sore by the time the season's over with.
My hand be sore from the snap, so I know they do.
Yeah. We were talking to Coach Norton last week, and he was just saying that he's got to kind of get you out of baseball mode into football mode. Is that something that you've been working at, trying to get adjusted back to playing football?
It has. I mean, I've been just trying to throw a lob, kind of.
Yeah.
Just take off some
mustard.
Yeah, like I throw it, and like sometimes I can feel myself throwing it like a baseball from the outfield, and then sometimes I just try to lob it up there, and it still be pretty hard. But I was like,
it's not a bad thing to have a good arm, because I dealt with that a lot when I was playing for the Tigers.
I don't know.
He said, I don't know. I love the response.
What's it like playing for Coach Norton?
Every day we get about 3 to 4 stories about what happened in 1985, 2006.
Well, he's
you'll learn when you get older to appreciate it a little bit more.
I don't see how you remember where every year it is. He'll tell you the exact day.
Let me tell you, he's just making stuff up.
He's just getting close.
The story's legit, but the time, I don't know. But he has some great stories, that's for sure.
He gonna start it off with the year, though.
Braylon, I've been watching you since you was a young boy, man, and I've enjoyed watching you get older, stronger, man. And you've got more height on you than I ever thought you would, man. And it's just fun watching you develop and get better and better, man.
Man, if I ever get to 6'6", I'm probably just gonna let Donnie have it, because I mean, wrestling him is going to be easy then.
So tell us a little bit about your football team. What are you guys looking like this year, and what's this Warren team that y'all are facing look like?
We didn't really lose anything. We got Torrey coming back. We got the twins. We still got 9 or 10 people back on defense that play big roles. We lost Larry, but Kobe Hall is going to play that spot this year. He's going to be a hitter. And then we got some people coming in that'll catch the ball. We got Logan. He'll play more offense this year. We got G that'll play a lot more this year. JT is coming in. We got a junior. His name's Day. He's big, so I'm ready to see what he's gonna do.
Yeah. So what's
a junior named Day?
So what's it been like?
That's a football.
What's it been like with the COVID situation, getting ready to play, and then you get pushed back, then you get your first game canceled? How's that been trying to get ready for the season to start?
I can't really say I experienced that because like this summer I wasn't here that much, so they've been practicing a lot longer than I have. So I've been gone.
So you've been benefiting.
So if they on week 10, I'm on week 2.
Cool.
Well, based on the end of last year's season, not being able to finish out the baseball season, how have you been able to prepare for your next high school game? You assumed it was going to be baseball, but now it's going to be football. So how have you been able to prepare for that with this being it's got to be a big game?
I played a lot this summer, so I mean, and then everybody throwing 90 plus, so high school baseball isn't going to be that hard, I guess, because it's going to be like BP and people throw around me. But as far as football, I ain't really never had a full year of football because I never play in the summer. And I come in maybe 2 or 3 weeks early and start from there.
Braylon, what I've seen is sometimes you hit 90 better than you do 80, man.
I'd rather see 95 than 80.
You kill a 90-mile-per-hour fastball.
Did Tony Langford ever coach you?
No, I didn't coach Braylon.
That's probably why he's so good.
No, is that what it is?
That's probably why he's so good.
Yeah, he's a good kid, man. I've watched him since he's 10, 11 years old, man. He's a great ball player.
But y'all don't think he's just a good athlete. It's just his bloodline.
Yeah, he's got some athletes in his family.
Yeah, he didn't just spring up out of nowhere.
They taught me, and then I don't teach them.
Yeah, that's how it is.
I know your dad. He's a good dude, man. I enjoy talking to your dad. He's proud of you.
Where all have you traveled to this year? I mean, it seems like you just played in a big game here last week, right?
Yes, sir.
Where was that at?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
We was at Oklahoma City. And then this summer I started out going to Alabama and Georgia, like every other weekend. And then we went to Iowa, and I think we went to Louisiana, and then the rest was just Georgia.
How does this work? Like the day after you graduate, you get an agent? Is that kind of how that works?
I'm not even sure how it works. I think you have to wait till you figure out what you're doing. If you go to college, then they have to wait till you after college, but they have to wait till you sign.
I know Will, right out of high school, got like 975 right out of high school.
I know a good company. It's called Gameday Agency. I hear they got some good negotiators, especially for top 10 picks.
What's unique is I signed out of 6th grade, and then after that, it was all downhill. I was driving Mercedes to school and stuff, so it was a great time.
So the ones that go 5 miles per hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. The last client I had, he had a Hummer in high school, skipped college, went number 1. You know, I'm just saying we got a good bloodline here. You know. Tony had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
so, you know.
I would stick
I had
with
everything to do with it.
I would stick with listening to your parents.
Yeah,
on this one.
I'm just kidding. But for real, though. So what kind of team are y'all going to have this? Is the kid that played, that went to, where'd he go, Ole Miss? Is he graduated, right?
Yeah, so he graduated.
Who y'all got back this year? I guess we should talk about football, but you're just,
honestly,
you're our baseball dude.
Cody was our only senior last year. No, Cody and Braylon Bishop. So, I mean, I'm sure Ty will take place in his spot.
You only lost 2 players?
2 seniors that started, I think.
Yeah, y'all should be good.
Yeah, we were pretty good last year.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Well, what are you looking at as far as getting into your regular season? Where do you pick Arkansas High to finish in y'all's district?
Baseball or football?
Football.
We win a state.
Absolutely. I like to hear that.
You know who's going to be the most integral part of y'all winning state?
Barry Norton Story.
No, it's going to be on you. It's going to be on you. You've got to go out there and put it all together this year. And I think you can do it. I mean, yeah, but I'm saying it all starts with you. You're the leader of the team.
How do you think all these games getting canceled and no scrimmages, you think that's going to set y'all back a little bit?
I think they're scared of us. I mean, why wouldn't you be?
All right. Fair enough. You got anything else for him, Jay?
I'm good. I'm glad to hear that we possibly could have some multiple state champions out of the city.
Multiple state champion. Dude's going to go in the draft. It's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it. Hey, we waited 3 weeks before getting you on here. But I've been reaching out, and everybody's like, no, he's out of town. He's doing this. He's doing that.
Yeah, I remember, I think on the 2nd, Donnie wanted me to come, but it was I had left that morning, so I wasn't going to be able to do it.
The man's moving around. Young LeBron James.
Well, good luck this season, and be glad to see where you end up in the draft.
Good luck on the season, Braylon.
Yeah. All right, we will be right back with the LSU commit, five-star All-American Landon Jackson here shortly. Let's take a quick break.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating Gameday with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
We are back with the crying kid, and we are waiting on Landon to come over.
Taking pictures. Can't fault him for that.
No, he's got to take care of the people.
Wait, while we're waiting on him, I got y'all a present. Oh, big box. Y'all been with us since day one. Been putting in a lot of work. Somebody finally took a good picture of us.
Man,
I done got y'all one.
I don't want a picture with those guys.
Look. Oh, trying to do a good deed here, guys.
I like that. You can't even see us because we have on masks.
I like that.
Hey, man, just make y'all remember COVID.
And then my head's all shiny.
Tony, I'm gonna leave yours in the box because we know you don't take care of nothing.
Yeah, we do need to start bringing some.
I'm gonna hang that in my bedroom so I can look at Craig.
We do need to start bringing some powder for Craig's head.
You really do, especially on game day.
It took an act of Congress for me to get extra lighting. So I'll probably never get power.
I had to buy more lighting for Craig. Had to buy headsets for Tony because he won't talk into the mic. Why are your arms so scratched up?
Practice.
People just scratching you all game? I thought everybody wears gloves now. Look at his arms. I thought you got in a fight with a cat. Y'all got a cat at home for real?
No, sir.
Golly.
For real?
How's practice been this week?
Oh, it's went pretty well. We've had a lot of good defensive practices.
I was told to ask you this. I was going to wait till later, but let's go ahead and get it over with. Texas wants to know, how serious are you with this LSU commitment?
I'm pretty serious.
Pretty serious? So you're saying there's a chance?
Probably not.
All right. How often do you talk to Coach O?
About once or twice a week.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. I can see.
He's trying to keep that recruit.
Yeah. Can you understand anything he says?
For the most part, no, I can. At first, it got hard, but you can kind of understand now.
How fun is that for you?
It's great.
Are you going to make it to any games this year?
Actually, I mean, I'm going down there next weekend, but technically that we can't, they just extended the dead period to January 1st, so I won't see any of, the football facilities, stuff like that, till I literally get there January 5th.
Because you hadn't been on an official visit yet to LSU,
Oh, yeah.
have you?
No, sir.
No, we have not.
Dang. I know. Me and Craig are going to be your chaperones for this. We got to make sure you don't do anything crazy.
Yes, sir.
Landon, tell us what your week of practice has been like, because you guys are facing a really good Silsbee team.
Honestly, we've been studying film really well. They're a really good team, both sides of the football, and they play really hard. So we've been studying a lot of film, and then in practice, just kind of our scout team has been giving a really good look at everything as well. So that's helped out a lot.
And who are some of the players that you notice on tape that really just jump off the tape?
Their nose guard's really good. He's about 6'3", 270, and he plays really hard as well. He's really good. They got a thicker running back who can move pretty well, too.
So it'd be somebody pretty easy for Nick to run over.
Did you see that thing you were tagged in on Instagram? They tagged me in it as well with that one kid.
Yeah.
Literally, hey, listen. So this kid was pushing him. He had a guy fall behind him, and he fell back because somebody rolled up behind him. And they were like, oh, this guy dominated Landon. I was like, you're an idiot. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm wondering why we haven't posted Landon's block from last week on the right side, though. Do y'all know what play I'm talking about?
Oh, are you talking about
you
whenever
killed
I
somebody.
killed him, he got back up and him
you
again?
killed somebody coming down.
Do you like how we missed your touchdown catch? Did you notice that?
No, sir, I didn't notice that.
Oh, you ain't watching Game Day?
Playing.
I mean, even after the fact? Come on now, Landon.
I look at the highlights and everything.
He's got a touchdown 2 games in a row.
Yeah, how many catches do you have so far?
2.
And how many TDs do you have so far?
2.
I think you need to talk to Coach.
Yes, sir.
Landon, your
sounds
hands
like he's been talking to Coach.
Your hands are a little better than they were last year, what I remember.
Don't say anything about his offensive play. Trust me, it's not worth it. He's going to be threatening to beat you up here for too long. You don't want those problems. You think Marcus was a baby?
Yeah.
Landon said catch him in these streets. He said Marcus looked like a baby last year, and I said, Tony, tell him that in the parking lot.
He has put on a lot of weight since last year.
He has gotten a lot bigger.
We were watching Cuero film from our sophomore year in one of our classes that just me, Nick, and Marcus have today. And Marcus looked like he put on about 50 pounds since then.
Oh, he's a lot bigger than me.
I remember being at that game and the very first play, looking over there like, that's the guy right there. That's the reason Cuero's here. I knew nothing about either team. I was honestly just there because Longview was playing that night. It's the only reason I was there. And that kid from Cuero. And, he tore his ACL again.
I saw that.
I heard it was just his meniscus, and they just got to go in and shave some of it.
Yeah, he's going to be out in a month.
Yeah, he should be back in a month.
Yeah, 3 weeks a month.
I'm ready to see him play.
Oh, yeah.
He did pretty good.
He's the best athlete on the team.
He did pretty good last weekend, whenever he was able to, before he got hurt.
Well, he was the last spring. He was the who showed out the most during spring. Before the season.
Yeah. Morgan, did you notice that he was watching Texas?
See, I told you. See, I'm gonna. Y'all be sure to cut this out so I can send it to Coach Herman.
No, but Landon, you are one of the leaders on the team. What's been your message to your teammates as far as going into this game against Silsbee?
Really the same it's been every week. Just go in to all the seniors mainly. I've been saying it, man. This is our last season. Just go into every game like it's your last, because there's guys like Jalen, Marcus that just don't get to play really. So just go in and play your hardest throughout the whole game.
Do you guys talk about having a fear of just like some of the other schools where the games are being canceled due to COVID and stuff?
We don't think about it too much, but we always have that thought in the back of our head.
So what are y'all doing as a team just to try to make sure that COVID doesn't make its way into y'all's team, the campus as a whole? 'Cause, I mean, you know, the whole school as a whole, how are y'all handling it?
Our administrators and coaches have been really strict about it, so it's been helping us a lot with that. Like, during practice, every time our helmet comes on, coaches make sure we pull up our face mask. And then around school, just those principals are always on everybody. And then also at the front desk, if somebody walks in without one, they hand out face masks. So we've been doing pretty well with that. And then we have these little machines in our locker rooms that, like, are supposed to kill some kind of all the bacteria and stuff like that.
They're in. Oh, that's cool. Big time.
That's a first.
Tony Langford Roofing should do that.
Well, we're not indoors, so.
That's true. So, Landon, man, what's it been like so far this season? It's got to be completely different than anything you're used to. It probably wasn't the probably expecting place to be full every time you go out to see Pleasant Grove and Landon Jackson out there.
It's a whole lot different compared to the previous years. I mean, the crowd's not as big, it's not as loud. So, I mean, it's just a little bit different. It's still exciting, but it's just not fully the same. But
hey, I've been meaning to ask you this. You should see my inbox on like a Saturday after y'all play. I got kids that like just ran by you and pushed you from behind and was like, "Oh, look what I did to Landon Jackson, this and that." You get tired of all this?
Yeah,
because I know you get it.
I do.
Like literally, they'll tag me in a post and be like, "Oh, I knocked down Landon Jackson" or something. Like, what? You ran by him.
Yeah.
What do you mean you knocked him down?
Landon, this was the first weekend I think I ever saw you get upset out there.
Oh, don't even bring it up. Don't even bring it up.
Just out there fighting.
Hey, if you want to beat somebody up, Aaron hit replay on that. He was like, I thought it was a replay. He said, I thought it was a highlight. Hey, I was lying too. I was like, no, man, that dude started it. He pushed Landon, blah, blah, blah. If you watched it, you know what I said. He did that, and then he hits replay, and I'm like.
Oh, no, I saw that part.
All right, then.
A million people sent that to me, so I seen that part.
I was trying to take up for you.
Well,
sir.
On that note, how is it knowing that you're going to get another team's best each and every week because of the focus that you have as far as being a five-star athlete?
Really just knowing they're always going to come at me, even besides just giving me their best, just talking, stuff like that. Just got to keep it out of my head mainly.
Well, you've done a great job so far.
Yeah.
2 years, I've only seen you get bent out. 4 years, I've only seen you get bent out of shape one time. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I think that penalty led to a touchdown, too.
Yeah, it did.
Good job.
Yeah. I'm gonna send that Coach Fuller. I didn't realize that till right now. Coach Fuller was pretty livid. They scored it all.
Yeah, he was.
Speak, Coach Fuller. How fired up does he get?
Oh, he gets fired up.
On like a scale of 1 to 10.
I'll give it about a 8 in practice, 10 during the games.
I believe it.
But how much fun is it playing under him?
Oh, it's really fun. It's confusing sometimes because you can't tell if like you did good because he comes at you the same. He's very like loud and crazy about everything. So if you're doing good, he'll come at you the same way as he's getting mad. So it's kind of don't really know.
At least he's consistent.
This is true.
So you've got to do your best on every play.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You should see Fuller on a golf course. He gets upset at himself. Pretty bad. We're running out of time here. You'll be able to catch Pleasant Grove versus Silsbee playing at Carthage. You'll be able to watch it on Texarkana Game Day's Facebook page, YouTube account. I think we're on Twitter now, I believe. You can come to Walk-Ons, watch it here in this restaurant. When you come in, be sure you tell the hostess that you're here to watch the football game. They have a section for you on that. You'll also be able to watch Liberty-Eylau versus Atlanta, as well as Paul Pewitt versus Solana. Versus Solana. Both of those games will be on Game Day's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter as well. So we got a lot going on tomorrow night. First night, we're going to have 3 games going at once.
Another big week.
Landon, tell something to the camera. Anything.
Go Tigers.
Took me a minute to comprehend what you were saying.
They are scrimmaging tonight.
All right, yeah. I was like, all right, yeah, Texas High. They're playing them Lobos, though. I'm sorry. Coach Stanford's my boy, but they're playing the Lobos. I don't know what to tell him. I'm a Lobo fan. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, all right, we're making this go longer than it has to be. Appreciate you watching. Tune in tomorrow night. We'll have 3 different football games for you to watch. Tell them, Craig.
We are out of here.